In a lot of ways, I think my small business is a creative outlet for me. I'm a first-time mom. This was kind of a cool stamp I got to upcycle, doing a soft opening in 1 week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Alyssa. I'm the printmaker artist behind Salaam Stamps. I took the plunge and I posted on my social media that I will be doing a soft opening in 1 week. So I just wanted to document my journey and share with you the story behind Salaam Stamps. As of right now, I have maybe like 90% of everything settled on my website. I'm using Squarespace. This video isn't sponsored. I did so much research trying to figure out what kind of website do I want to use and, what kind of shipping situation I want to get into. And it was a lot of research, ton of research. But it was definitely time to open up my online shop. So a little bit of my background, I am a printmaker. I carve linoleum or rubber by hand, and I make stamps out of them, out of the rubber. And basically I ink up these blocks that I carve and print it onto paper, and it makes art. Most people aren't familiar with printmaking, but that's okay. I love teaching about it. I've been a printmaker for more than 8 years at this point. It's a lot of fun. I actually had a successful business a few years ago. I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and I used to carve stamps, custom stamps for small and local businesses. And I did this for 3.5 years, and it was such a great way to get involved in my community and to support other small businesses, most of which were also Latina-owned businesses. And that was an incredible experience. It was 3.5 years carving more than 100 stamps. I wish that I could recreate that again. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So after 3.5 years, I decided to discontinue my small business. The custom orders were getting to be a lot. At that time, my priority was to focus on my craft as a videographer. I let go of the small business. This was after I embraced Islam, alhamdulillah, almost 4 years ago. And I thought, well, if it's meant to be, our risk is already written, our provision is already written for us. So if Allah wills, this business can be successful again if I want to open it again one day. Alhamdulillah, I got married a couple years ago and I moved and I had to start a new chapter and think about, okay, what do I want to do? So I did a little here and there with my stamps. I did a lot of pop-ups and made greeting cards and put feelers out there for custom stamps. I've only done one order so far for a custom logo stamp for a small business, alhamdulillah. Slowly and slowly I started to grow it a little bit more again. And finally I just felt like this is what I want to do. I want to open up my online shop, but this time provide more art. With my first online shop, it was really just an avenue for people to fill out forms for their custom stamp commissions. I didn't sell very much art on there or greeting cards or anything of that nature, but this time I want to have stocked greeting cards and Linocut art prints and a few stamps that I carved and mounted on upcycled stamp blocks. And then maybe, hopefully, I would love to expand into stickers of my art prints. I think that would be really cute. So yeah, it's kind of a lot going on. I'm a first-time mom, so with that comes a lot. My baby is 17 months. We're like in the walking phase, getting to everything phase, and the only time I really have to sit down and focus on my craft is nap time. But most of the time I should be using that time to rest or catch up on chores. In a lot of ways, I think my small business is a creative outlet for me. So I think that really helps me a lot with my mental health. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But yeah, let's get to printing because I probably don't have that much nap time left. This was kind of a cool stamp that I got to upcycle. I'm not sure what it used to be used for, but you can see it says Hartford, Connecticut on it, Center Enterprises, and maybe that's a company or something. But there was a box of these at the Creative Reuse store, and I just peeled off the old stamp so that I could keep the block. And I love these because I think when you imagine a stamp, you imagine something like this. I wanted to use it as part of a series that I have. It comes in a pack of 3 stamps, all of course on upcycled blocks. So that's something I'm really excited about. This one's a tiny little mailbox. Sometimes you can still see the outline of the old stamp, so that's where I like to usually glue it to cover. And I try to sand off the other side as best as I can so I can print on it. This is the last one, so hopefully there is enough ink. This is going to be part of a set. We have the tiny mailbox. Kindly send this letter to, and Salaam's par avion. This isn't unscrewable. Ideally, I would have loved to have stamped right here. So we're just going to mount that one, and they'll go all together. So I'm going to go ahead and wash the ink off of all of these, and hopefully by tomorrow these will dry and we can glue them on the other side, and I'll give a nice top clear coat to protect the top of the stamp. So I should be able to get all of that done in a couple of days, so they will be available for the shop. I have to give myself time to do product photos and listings, so I'm keeping that in mind as well.